So about a year ago, I uploaded a video that was something that I worked really hard on and I was very passionate about, but I didn't expect many people to care or even agree with me. I honestly thought people would just say, "Oh, you're just projecting, this is reaching," but that didn't happen. The video blew up. So many people liked what I pointed out because they had related to Luz for so long and they were glad somebody finally acknowledged it, or they never realized these things before and became one of the hundreds of new Luz kitties that happened because of my video. My video made it onto TikTok and was reacted to on YouTube, and pretty soon it could even hit 1 million views. The Owl House ended back in April, and with the final season done, I thought it would be interesting to take a look back on what I missed, what I got right, and any other thoughts since a year's passed. So, what did I miss in my original video? A few things, actually. Big one is that Luz's father passing away most definitely had an impact on her mental health and how she was treated growing up. Something I thought was interesting was that in reaching out when she's talking to Amity about her dad, she still has the same way of talking that I mentioned in the video, not giving herself any sort of grace. But the dialogue here specifically also hints to another possibility.
I don't talk about this because it happened like a long time ago, and it's like totally not an issue anymore. Like I said, it happened a while ago, so I didn't want to bring it up.
Luz has tried to talk to others about her dead dad, but oftentimes when she did, the way other people responded or reacted told Luz, whether directly or indirectly, that she should be over it. It's been years, you should get over it. And to hear this, especially as a kid, about one of the most traumatic experiences a child could experience is nothing short of heartbreaking. Absolutely connects with how Luz pushes aside her problems for the sake of others and thinks so low of herself. Luz's dad dying was also revealed to be a catalyst for her love for Azura, which not only makes Azura a form of escapism, but probably also a source of comfort. Now, as to why I didn't include this in the original video is quite simple. I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. I am so sorry. But also probably because I never lost a parental figure before. I witnessed family deaths before, even as a kid, but they didn't really affect me because I wasn't close with the deceased family members. So this part most likely was on the back burner in my head, since the drive I had while writing the psychoanalysis was 80% projection. But I guess I can say now I sort of relate to that aspect, kinda. I still haven't had a parental figure die in the past year, but I've been slowly unpacking some repressed trauma from when I was really young. One of these repressed moments happened to be when my cat went missing when I was around 10 years old. A cat that was pretty much my best friend as a socially awkward, shy, almost entirely friendless kid growing up in a verbally abusive household. So then when he went missing one day, for the next week or two, I couldn't properly process or express my emotions regarding the situation, especially because I was the one blamed, despite that 9 years after the fact I realized, hey, wait a minute, no it's not, I was 10! Because I wasn't able to express these valid emotions except very quietly at night, and my parents barely supported me emotionally. Whenever I think about my cat now, 9 years later, I have such an intense reaction. I realize this is much more comparable to Hunter and the death of Flattrack, but the feeling of, I should be over this, it's been years, that Luz gets, I very much understand now. Another thing people pointed out is how Luz being canonically neurodivergent also plays a huge part in her growing up and her trauma. Kids with ADHD and or autism are much more likely to be bullied and or ostracized. I don't know why I didn't put this in here, considering I have a very strong feeling that I'm neurodivergent. Don't know which flavor, but yeah, full honesty, I probably forgot about this one too. And look, the show even happens to touch on this. They don't say the actual words ADHD or autism, but that's because, contrary to popular belief, Dana didn't really confirm Luz with a specific disorder in mind. Now, I just want to make it clear, she did say that Luz is neurodivergent. She said, yeah, I intended to write Luz as neurodivergent, but I didn't have a specific disorder in mind.
I kind of want to take back what I said. I said, you know, it wasn't my intention to give Luz ADHD, and that's still the case, but it was absolutely my intention to make Luz neurodivergent. But back in 2016, 2017, when I was first working with that character, I had never heard that word before. So after like doing some research and looking up that word and just seeing it more and talking to people about it, yeah, Luz is absolutely neurodivergent.
That's a bit of misinformation that kind of spreads around that Luz canonically has ADHD specifically, or autism specifically, when it could be either and or both. So she's neurodivergent though. Let's make that clear. Apparently, I got a lot of things right. Incredibly, a lot. I even called the Luz Phillips self-comparison. Let's go! There wasn't a huge cathartic breakdown like I expected or wanted, but I still love what we got. Now, something that I kinda alluded to, but ultimately didn't think would actually happen, that actually did happen, was Luz canonically having suicidal ideation. Like, whoa, what the fuck? I kinda alluded to it here. Luz decides to stay behind in the crumbling building to keep the portal open and to get Ida. Girl, you know you're gonna die, right? Like, come on. And I think she knows that it's a possibility of that. She might only be promising she'll find a way so that Amity and Co can go through the portal. She knows how they are. But I had no idea they'd have the balls to do this. Granted, it's not explicit, such as Luz saying she wants to kill herself, but the intention is 100% there. And as someone who once dealt with chronic debilitating suicidal thoughts, this was a welcome surprise. I already related to Luz a ton, if you couldn't already tell, but learning Luz has thoughts of suicide, even if they're as PG as possible, really made me feel seen, especially when, thanks to them aired, my mental health was completely down the drain. So thank you for that, Dana. And I appreciate how it's not even fully solved at the end of Thanks to Them. For the future and Watching and Dreaming both show Luz having doubts and feelings that she's a bad person or comparable to a genocidal dictator, even after she's told. It's a small detail that I really like that shows that these thoughts can be so baked into our psyches that it's difficult to just not believe them anymore. Now can people on TikTok stop saying the scene is cringy? Thank you! At the end of my original psychoanalysis, I did an off-script little blurb about my personal connection and experience with the topic at hand. What I said there is still true, and I'm happy to say I've grown and healed exponentially in the past year. But because it's been a year, and I've managed to heal more and be on a better road to recovery, I had realized something about the experience I had described. I still had destructive people-pleasing tendencies, and it did feel like an addiction. But what I didn't know then was that it wasn't just the trauma from my parents and social media that caused this, like I thought. I was being abused at the time. I was being verbally and emotionally abused for a long time, which only got worse the following months after the psychoanalysis was uploaded. My mental health was in complete shambles. I couldn't trust myself in any capacity. It felt like I was legitimately going insane. At times I was so close to edging towards physically destructive behaviors just to make this person stop being angry at me because they scared me when they were angry. I wanted to do anything, even to my own detriment, because I was so convinced I was the problem, that I was the monster, that I did something wrong, and that I had to pay for it. This is what I had to do. I do not want to reveal any more details in this. Please do not pressure me or ask me to reveal more, including specifics, names, etc. I am not ready to share all that yet. I might not ever be ready to share more in the public at all. Please be respectful and don't speculate or press questions, please. I'm still wanting to make more psychoanalyses, including ones about abuse, which is probably going to be like 3 parts if I ever get to it. But I'll get them out someday.